What's up, my comic comrades? Today we're talking about death metal yet again. It's by far the biggest event going on for DC this year, which is why we've been covering it so much on the channel. It's quite literally another crisis event that is changing continuity going forward for DC again. And if you've been following our coverage on death metal, you know it's basically making it so that everything that's ever happened in DC matters. One universe, one continuity, so everything past, present, and future will matter and count going forward. And this is all supposed to make it less confusing, but in reality, that's probably gonna make it more confusing, but I don't know, man. Comics. In any case, today we're covering issue 6, the latest issue to drop in the main death metal series. It's the second to last issue before the event comes to a close with issue 7. And for those of you who are late to the party and you want to catch up on issues 1 through 5, you could do so by following the links right here, as we've already covered issues 1 through 5 in past videos. But before we dive into that, we want to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's episode. Dope champions? Check. Tough bosses? Yup. Years of content and regular updates? Yes and yes. Raid Shadow Legends puts you right in the middle of the fantasy world of Teleria, where you face epic battles against noble kings and dark wizards. And with a long list of immersive role-playing game features, Raid takes me back and reminds me of all the classic games I played as a kid. And speaking of game features, Raid just released its biggest update ever, bringing Christmas and the holidays to Teleria. But more importantly, this update also unveiled the long-awaited Doom Tower. It's a giant tower with 120 floors and a ton of secret challenge rooms and 12 seriously brutal bosses to take on. You might also be wondering what these guys are doing here. Well, Sir Nicholas, Rainbeast, and Frostbringer are here feeling extra Christmassy because Raid is also adding a bunch of holiday events and tournaments, along with 14 awesome new champions just in time for the holidays. Hey, Rainbeast, you missed a spot. Anyway, I've said it before, but collecting and customizing our roster of champions is our favorite aspect of Raid, so we're already working on picking up these new champions and adding them to our roster. Listen, Raid is completely free to play, and you can download the game on both your PC and mobile, so when you add in all these new features and events, there's never been a better time to start playing. And if that's not enough of a reason to jump into Raid with us, the Raid team is also giving away a bunch of free in-game items and a special champion to help you all get started in your tower. So if you want a massive head start in Raid, just hit the link in the description below, and all new players will get the rare Void champion Bulwark from the Dwarves faction, along with 50 gems, an XP booster, some energy refills, and an ancient shard to pick up another champion. All free as soon as you get in the game. Remember, only new players will get those bonuses through our link, and once you're set up and running, you'll find all these rewards waiting for you to claim in your inbox right here for the next 30 days. So click our link and we'll see you there. But now let's move closer to the conclusion of Dark Knight's Death Metal with issue 6. Issue 6 picks up exactly where issue 5 left off, with our heroes and villains ready to defend Earth, facing off against the Batman Who Laughs Dark Multiverse army. We then see Lex inside of his iconic battlesuit staring at Superman saying, "God, I wish I still had my hair. Look at you, fiend." As we see Superman's long, luxurious hair blowing in the wind while he's waiting for battle. It's very random, yet a really funny beat. Anyway, while looking at Superman's flowing locks, he says, "Everyone, get ready. The Batman Who Laughs Dark armies, they're amassing." Someone then says, "Are they just standing there?" Another person replies, "They're trying to intimidate us. Show us their numbers." Then Batman says, "Fine, let's show them ours." And on the next page, we get a massive panel showing us all of the remaining heroes and villains preparing to fight the dark armies of the Batman Who Laughs. Harley Quinn then tells Batman, "You do see there's way more of them, right?" Jarro then interrupts saying, "So freaking what? We've got the powers, the heart, and we're way hotter." Batman then says to Superman, "Clark, the one who laughs didn't have much time to make these worlds before we destabilized the Earth and cut off his power to create." Superman answers, "I was thinking the same thing. Many of those Earths could be empty. This might be his whole army." Batman then says, "Then we leave everything on the field," as he throws down the Batman Who Laughs old body and now corpse that he was carrying in a duffel bag. We then see Batman use the Black Lantern ring on it, saying, "We use every trick on our belts and up our sleeves until there's nothing left." As Batman and the rest of Earth's heroes and villains charge the dark armies, joined by the old body of the Batman Who Laughs, which is now being controlled by the Black Lantern ring. Elsewhere at the passage to the Forge of Worlds, we see Wonder Woman and Lobo making their way to the Forge, because if you remember from the last issue, Lex told Wonder Woman she has to go there with the death metal he gave her in that ring-sized box. He also gave her Hawkman's journal that contains the instructions to create the machine Lex designed that will help them win. While making their way there, Lobo then says, "I don't get it. This place is made of dark matter, ain't it? So where are all the world's hopes and fears and fraggin' mushy stuff?" Wonder Woman then replies, "I don't know. Maybe with the universe at war, there's little room for anything beyond the fight." Lobo responds, "Damn," in a way that's even spookier. Lobo then says, "Hold it. Did you hear something?" And then on the next page, we see something attack him while he says, "Look out." The army of Lobos then start fighting whatever's in the dark. For those of you who are saying, "Army of Lobos," in issue 5, he multiplied himself to give Wonder Woman a better fighting chance. Anyway, Lobo then says, "What the hell are they?" And Wonder Woman says, "It's him, the Batman Who Laughs, the fear of him taking form. He's the last terror in existence." That's pretty crazy that he's the last bit of evil in existence, which is essentially what she's saying. Elsewhere in the multiverse, we see the Darkest Night and or the Batman Who Laughs fighting Perpetua while he's telling her, "You're getting tired, my queen. I can sense it." Perpetua says, "Maybe so, but your strength is limited as well. Perhaps we could reach some sort of a deal." The Darkest Night Knight then tells her, sure, how about I kill you and take the last of your power? Sound good? She replies by blasting him with energy, saying, ingrate. He then says, you'll pay for that, goddess. Perpetua then tells him, don't you see? I'm the only thing protecting this multiverse from detection by my kind. I die, and the hands will come here, see what's been done, and they will end all of us. To which the Darkest Knight replies, promise, as he continues to fight her. Then back on Earth, we see Batman, Superman, and the rest of the heroes and villains continuing to fight the Dark Armies, while Batman says, keep fighting, we can win this. And John Stewart Green Lantern speaks up saying, he's right, we're making headway. Signal then says, we're thinning them out. Before Jay Garrick Flash says, wherever you are, Diana, Godspeed. Elsewhere, Wonder Woman and all the Lobos are trying to fight off the Batman Who Laughs, while Lobo says, look out for that book, the journal, you need to get it to the Forge. Lex said you have to build a machine that's in that book. Connect to everyone so you could use it to beat the Batman Who Laughs. Wonder Woman then says, I'm not leaving, while cutting him free from one of the Batman Who Laughs shadow monster's grips with her chainsaw of truth. Lobo then tells her, the main man knew this was a one-way ride, Hoss. Look, I've been a bounty hunter for a long time, and ain't no better bounty out there than defeating the Batman Who Laughs. He goes on to say, just get that book to where it needs to be, make it better. And as Wonder Woman says, no, you listen to me, the Darkest Knight sneaks up behind her, taking the journal from her belt, while Lobo and her are pulled apart from one another. Then on the next page, we see Wonder Woman saying, no, 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 the journal, while arriving at the Forge of Worlds. And a voice then says, it would have made little difference. And we soon see its dark side saying, the Forge dims by the moment. The creations of the one who laughs have no real souls. They have no hopes, no fears. They think only of winning. In the moments your friends die, the fires will go out. He then looks at the baby he's holding that's crying, saying, hush, Mobius, it's almost over. Soon it will be time for sleep. We are then taken back to the Darkest Knight, who has finally defeated Perpetua, saying, it's done, my queen. Your powers are nearly gone. But just for fun, I've saved one last surprise for you. These fragments, do you recognize them? They're parts of the Source Wall, the structure you were imprisoned in for eons. Perpetua then screams, no, all I wanted was to evolve your kind, to make you strong, as he encases and traps her inside of fragments from the Source Wall, defeating her. The Darkest Knight then says to her while she's now trapped inside of the rock and fragments, beings like you see humanity, see our dark instincts, and you try to save us. But the mistake all of you make is thinking that we want to be saved rather than unleashed. The big secret, the truth, is that in the end, it's you gods who want to be saved from us. So die knowing this. We look at all of you who beg to our better angels, and we laugh, as he kills Perpetua, smashing her with his fist. Back on Earth, Poison Ivy says, look at them running. Superman says, she's right. And Booster Gold chimes in saying, ha, that's right, you better run. Before Clayface finally says, this place might be a dump, but it's our dump. Superman then asks Batman, Bruce, are you alright? He answers saying, something doesn't feel right. Superman then says, you're missing one of your arms. Batman then tells him, no, that's not it. Jarro then jumps in saying, I feel it too, Dad, something's different. Swamp Thing then interrupts saying, no, Jarro is right. The Earth is being shifted. Abigail Arcane then says, I feel it too. The one who laughs, he's coming. The Batman Who Laughs then says, on the contrary, Abigail, I'm already here. And in the time it took you to cheer, I realigned the Earth, finished creating all of my planets, all my armies. Here are my favorite soldiers though, the ones I've been saving for the last moments. Say hello to your darkest nightmares before they kill you. As we look at a crap ton of Darkest Knights, including the Robin King, Red Death, countless Groblins, and a Lava Superman, which we briefly saw in the one-shot The Multiverse Who Laughs, among others. It's at this point that Batman and Superman realize this is it, this is the end. So Batman says, Clark, I just want you to know that our friendship, and Superman interrupts saying, I know, brother. Superman continues to say, everyone, this is it. Gather with your families, fight alongside them. We go out together. Back at the Forge, Wonder Woman says, all matter comes from the Forge. Its metal is connected to us. If I had built the machine Lex Luthor designed, the machine to make everyone remember all history, I could have united all of us and drawn all anti-crisis energy into myself. I'd have a chance of fighting the one who laughs, but I didn't look at the design and I don't know what to build. Darkseid then tells her, come now, Diana, humankind does not want the truth, that it is tiny, that one life matters not at all in the scope of things. All evil springs from it. Wonder Woman then says, no, you're wrong. It's only when we fear the truth that evil rises. To know that all history and every human life is part of one story is to know that we all matter, that everything we do matters, that truth connects us because it is love and it binds us together. And as she says the word binds aloud, she has an epiphany saying, great Hera. She then looks at her lasso of truth saying, a machine that forces us to see the truth. After which she then looks at Darkseid saying, I know what to do, as she lowers her lasso of truth into the Forge. Then back on Earth, we see Batman rally with his family saying, one universe. Then we see Aquaman rally with his family saying, one universe. Then we see the Green Lanterns all rally together saying, one universe, before we finally see Superman and all of his family saying, together. Then on the next page, we see Superman embrace Lois saying, thank you for this life, for our son, for being my true home planet. She then tells him, thank you, Clark, for being the best lead a girl could ask for. We then see a bunch of normal citizens come up from behind a hill with one of them saying, get a room. He then says, just kidding, as someone else says, listen, we've picked the wrong team at times, but we're sorry, and we're here now to fight with you. One universe. We then get narrations from Wonder Woman saying, one universe, I could feel it. All our history, all the stories, everything we've done, good, bad, all of it. As we see our heroes and villains start to have one unified consciousness, with the Joker asking, guys, do you feel something funny? And Nightwing responds, for once, I agree with the Joker. Wonder Woman then continues to say, becoming one history, one story. So let me read what Wonder Woman just said again. All together, one universe, I could feel it. All our history, all the stories, everything we've done, good, bad, all of it. Becoming one history, one story. So there you have it, guys, the DC continuity changing right before our very eyes, with everything good, bad, and the ugly, all of it becoming one history, one story, one omniverse. But we're not done. Wonder Woman then continues to say, one truth. I could feel it working as the lasso of truth emerges from the forge, starting to wrap around her arm. To which Darkseid says, my God. Then back on Earth, Superman, while looking at the Dark Army, says, I remember it all. Diana? At which point someone says, one who laughs, do you want to fight someone? I'm right here. As we see Wonder Woman emerge from the World Forge, now covered in complete gold, essentially becoming truth, merging with her lasso of truth and death metal, just as the issue ends. So this issue is pretty nuts. First Perpetua died, then we saw DC continuity get rewritten and changed right before our very eyes, as all the heroes started remembering all the good, bad, and ugly that's happened to them over the years, creating one continuity and one story. And then the massive cliffhanger of Wonder Woman literally becoming truth, merging with her lasso of truth and death metal, so it seems. We don't really have the specifics of that, but that's kind of what the issue alludes to. Also, could I just say she looks like Superman 1 million, but a Wonder Woman version? Nonetheless, she looks pretty dope, and I gotta say I'm continuing to enjoy this series that Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and the whole creative team are doing. But like I always say, I'll reserve all final judgment until the story is complete, so I'll have a final opinion once issue 7 drops. But like we always say, we want to know your 2 cents. What do you guys think of this issue and the death metal event as a whole? Let us know in the comment section. And just like that, that brings today's episode of Variant to a close. But if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content on the channel, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It always helps us out. But I will see you guys next time when we talk about all things comics.